I got royalty inside my DNA. I got peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. 死んだ天性 I was born like this is why immaculate conception. I just never perform like this without you. One new weapon, I know.
Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be doing more down the road. Plus Ultra! Hey guys, and welcome back to What If Luffy Ate the Goro no Mi. Now, it's been over a month since I did another part to this video, so I'm releasing it now. Thank you guys for being patient. And I kind of went in more detail with this part, as I'm going to do with all the other parts that I'm going to do on my channel. And I'm going to start going off more analytical and not be doing too much OP stuff as lately. I'm just going to do more storytelling and do more growth telling. That means some of the times, it's like most of the time I might end up stretching towards that route to using some things that might be too OP or too powerful for the anime, but it might be just what if shorts or something like that I might do, like a series that I might start. Anyway, so let's just get into the story of where we left off. So before we start the Alabasta arc, I'm going to go over the little arc, Little Garden, basically just in a quick breeze because there's not too many people there that could hold a candle to Luffy and his crew. Now, some things that I do have to mention is that Luffy has been training his crew. He has been training Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp. Mainly Usopp in observation Haki because that's going to be useful. And then he also training Zoro and Sanji in armament and observation Haki, seeing if they get accustomed to it. Now, the past few months that they've been on this ship for 6 months, going from island to island and having these adventures, Luffy has been showing them a thing or two. See, Shanks had made sure that when Luffy ate that fruit, he made sure to train Luffy very effectively in all 3 types of Haki. And Luffy had more than enough time to master his Haki. Over, say for example, when he was a kid, that's when he started training, and now he's somewhere around 17, almost 18 right now. So yes, Luffy is a beast right now. With his Haki, he's almost at the level of Katakuri. He's almost unlocking future foresight. And that's just insane right now. It's already insane to the fact that with the devil fruit that he got, but I'm going off on a tangent. Let's just get back to the story. Now, before I continue with the Alabasta thing, something I have to cover is Little Garden. Now, while the crew were heading to the next location on the log poles, they were interrupted by Miss All Sunday, aka Nico Robin. This is a nice ship you got here, Miss All Sunday said with confidence. It's you, Vivi said. Miss Wednesday. I ran into Mr. 8 a little ago. And she would throw Vivi a smile. And Vivi would go to ask Miss All Sunday, did you kill Igaran? And this is where Miss All Sunday would smile at Vivi at her words. Luffy would raise an eyebrow at this female. Is this the woman? Is this who I was looking for? She has to be. I gotta find a way to defuse this situation because she would be a great asset to my team, to my crew. Vivi explains to everyone that this is Miss All Sunday and her boss is Mr. Zero, basically Crocodile himself. Everyone would be shocked by this, but not Luffy. He knew someone was connected to Crocodile and had a partner. If Baroque worked like they do with female and a male partner, giving the female Miss All a day of the week name and basically the man basically a number. Anyway. And this is where Vivi would tell you need to explain to us why you are here. And this is where she would just let out a sigh. I suppose I need to tell you that. I like how serious you are about the whole thing. It's just funny to me. A princess making herself an enemy of Baroque works while trying to basically take charge and keep her kingdom at peace. The idea of that was just so ridiculous. This is where Vivi would yell out, "Did you kill him?" and most of the Straw Hats, but all of a sudden in a flash, like Sanji and Usopp was right there, but all of a sudden in a flash, Luffy was right next to Nico Robin. Well, basically Miss All Sunday, but we know her as Nico Robin. And for story 6, I'm just going to call her Robin. So he was right next to Robin. And this is where Luffy would look at Sanji and Usopp and say, calm down, everyone. This woman right here is not what she seems to be. Full of a whole bunch of shade and a whole bunch of mirrors. What do you mean by that, Luffy? Let me explain this better. That's enough, Nico Robin. Luffy said, giving her a warm smile. She would be wide-eyed about this. How does a pirate know my name? She said in her head. I'm happy you decided to make this trip. I didn't even know you were in this kingdom, or let alone you work for Crocodile, which I completely don't understand. But it saves me time from looking for you. What do you want with me? Now, Robin would say that very, staggeringly, like she's feeling something in her chest, like she don't know if it's fear, terrified, should she just haul tail and run? But Luffy is looking at her with a warm smile, so she wants to hear what he has to say. Curiosity already piqued her interest at this point when he said her name. The lone survivor of Ohara. The island that got destroyed by that Buster Call? I'm surprised that you even managed to get out safely. Now Robin would be on top of Luffy, quick, as his crew was ready to charge at her. Now, if you're saying, how is Robin touching Luffy because he's made out of electricity and everything? Well, that's the same thing I said in the Dressrosa arc, is how is that one girl touching Sabo's face, even though he's a Logia type. So basically, I'm just going to use that logic. Anyway, let's continue. So she was right on top of Luffy. Quick, as his crew was ready to charge at her, Luffy would tell them, stand down, I got this. He would then direct his gaze right back at Robin. How do you know about that island? Robin said, breathing heavily. The girl might seem like she was angry, but it wasn't anger. It was the other way around. She was scared. She didn't know if Luffy or this guy was some CP0, CP9, or some kind of agent that was sent to spy on her and kill her when he had the chance. She don't know who he is. Then she questions Luffy, but Luffy felt the fear from her. Before she could say anything, Luffy would say, why are you working for that monster, Robin? You're not evil. I can tell you have good in your heart. This is not truly what you want. That guy wants stuttering. That guy wants the destruction of this kingdom. He wants to destroy. And you're working for someone like that. It got to be more to it. It has to be something else that you're trying to gain. Something that I heard that you can decipher and read poneglyphs. This is where Robin's eyes would be so wide-eyed, like she throws a punch at Luffy, and another, and then another, and then another. Basically, Luffy is letting her do this. I'm not joking. Do you work for the government? Who sent you here? Are you trying to kill me? Tell me. She would yell at Luffy with so much rage and fear. Now, Luffy caught her fist and brought her in for a hug. You poor girl. Life has shown you nothing but pain. I wanted to seek you out so that I could hug you and tell you that you don't have to go through this world alone anymore. I want you to join my crew. The most ridiculous thing in this world is to be born in it alone and not to have no friends who you can depend on, trust, and be there for. Let me be your friend, and I promise I'll protect you. I'll always protect you. This is where Robin would look at Luffy, and she would cry hearing those words. It even gave her a flashback of Jager. I don't know how to pronounce that man's name like that, so if I blotch his name, just correct me in the comments. Drager D. Saul. She then looked at Luffy. Everyone aboard was confused. With me and my friends, I'll make sure your dreams come true. join me. And you don't have to be afraid to be alone. Matter of fact, you're not alone. Now, Robin would cry out from this. Vivi and everyone aboard is basically confused. Even Vivi is shocked. Like, she's more confused than anyone else on the ship because she thought this girl was a villain. She thought she was evil or something like that. Luffy goes to explain that she's nowhere near evil. She's a spy. She's working for Crocodile, well, not necessarily working, basically like an agent, undercover. She's trying to decipher the poneglyphs. Am I right? And Robin would look at Luffy with tears coming out her eyes. From every word that he said, she would wipe her eyes and say, "You're a smart kid. How do you know all that?" And Luffy would say, a great guy taught me everything I know. Since I was a kid, he's basically been training me in every aspect, trying to get me ready for this world. You might know him as the pirate known as Red Hair Shanks, one of the 4 emperors. Now everyone would have a jaw drop at this and said, "Shanks?" Yes. I'm surprised you don't even know my name. It's basically all across the area, all across the East Blue and the Grand Line. I mean, I even reached the Grand Line. And she would say, You're Straw Hat Luffy. They gave you a nickname called Raiden." And he would smile at this. I'm not too fond about the nickname. I mean, I just like my regular name. But anyway, what do you say? Now, Robin would stand up and she said, "I can't just join like that." Luffy said, "Of course you can. Because it's nothing that guy or a sand freak can do to hurt me and my crew. I'm basically here to help Vivi and her country and liberate Crocodile's rule. Basically, get him out. And even if I have to kill him, I will. The world doesn't need any tainted blood anymore. I want to create an era of peace. And I will see to that after I become king of the pirates." Luffy smiled with stars in his eyes. Now, Robin would smile back at this, and her and Luffy would even talk more, even converse more. It's like everything that Jalger said to her came true in an instant. The moment she set foot on this ship, she was basically trying to antagonize the opponents. But she didn't expect that this one guy would know all of what happened to her. He can even sense the good in her heart. Anyway, so with all that happened, the crewmates now have recruited Nico Robin earlier than in canon. With how Shanks of knowledge is and how of the government, I doubt that he wouldn't even know something like that. I doubt that. Anyway, and even if I'm gonna push I'm just gonna push throw some out there. I'm just gonna say that Luffy's kept up his studying, learning the way the world is, who is evil and who is not, the government, the world government, learning the powers of the double fruits and what people are capable of. So yes, Luffy has been heavily experimenting and stuff. So now everything goes off for normal. Now, this is something that I want to change around. So, Anaru, before we even get to the Skypiea arc, Anaru, he doesn't get the whole devil. He doesn't get anything, so he doesn't even rise to power in Skypiea. You can do just like swap reverse and say he gets the Gumu Gumu no Mi, but even with that fruit, what could he do? He still is not invincible as he was in Skypiea, so he still wouldn't rise to power because they eventually find a way to beat him. Even if he's rubber, he can still be cut and stuff like that. But even if he had that fruit, I don't even think Anaru is that creative like Luffy is. So, yeah. Anyway, so now we go back to the main parts of the story. Now, just like I said, Luffy has been training Zoro, Usopp, Chopper, basic Nami. He's been training each and every one of them in Haki. Basically, the 2 types of Haki is the ones that they can learn. He's also been training Nami, too. She has to learn how to defend for herself by basically fight. So he's been training her. And it's like the over the islands that they've been accustomed to. I get that Nami has that cute girl persona to keep up with. But it's good to be cute, and it's also good to be fierce, too. Keep that in mind. Luffy will tell her that. Now, as each one of them are training in Haki, Sanji and Zoro would pick up on this quickly. Not that quickly. Like I said, they can use it in battle. They just haven't mastered it. They need way more training. Luffy said, I can teach you the fundamentals, but I don't have near enough time to teach you the basics. I mean, possibly on our journeys. It will be per wear time. Say, for example, as the story continues, I'm gonna have Luffy gradually training the team, well, his crewmates, in the two types of Haki, such as observation Haki and armament Haki. During their journeys, I feel like they would have more time before they even reach Sabaody to have mastered Haki to a somewhat extent in those, because they even mastered Haki in 2 years. So I'm lowballing it and saying that he can master it way past that. Well, way shorter than that if trained frequently. And during the Straw Hats journeys, I think it stretched over to somewhere around like a year of their journeys and encounters before they even reached the Sabaody archipelago. Anyway, so let's continue. He has been making sure that their progress in their training has been coming effectively. Now, I need to mention the bounties. Luffy is well known by the government, and so his crew gaining the name Raiden Pirates. But for story's sake, I'm just going to keep calling him the Straw Hat Pirates. Now, like I said, he's well known. I mean, the government is taking the Straw Hat Pirates very seriously right now due to the fact that how strong Luffy's Devil Fruit is. His Logia is said to be invincible. That part. Anyway, so as everything's going apart, they release these bounties for each individual Straw Hat member. Now, each Straw Hat gets their bounty earlier, and they see a hefty increase on their bounty. Now, Nico Robin's bounty would still be the same as in usual, but there's a few tweaks I'm going to do with that before, because she's not actually on the crew of yet, but she's in the crew. So I should have just put our bounty up there, but here's where I'm going to put them at. Luffy's bounty is stretching at 650 million berries. Zoro is at 260 million berries. Sanji is at 230 million berries. Usopp is at 90 million berries. Nami is at 30 million berries. And Chopper is at 50. Now, Nico Robin is right next to them with 160 million berry bounty. Now, as far as the bounties goes, the Goro Mary is on its way to Alabasta. While Luffy is having fun teaching his crew with Haki, something I remember I got caught up with the little Robin arc too much and everything, but it's let's just run through this real quick. The girl with the painting techniques, Miss whatever her name is, I really didn't like her at first, and the guy with the wax fruit really did not hold a candle to Luffy at all. The team of Straw Hats were just too strong for them. Zoro would not get caught in that. Nami and Vivi, they would not get caught. And having Robin there too to help them, even they were surprised that Miss All Sunday is basically betraying them, and she would inform them that I had never been a member of your organization in the first place. Vivi still is sideways about this, but nonetheless, she's still weirded out that she's helping her. And she's still confused. She thought that she was on the side of evil, but whatever the case may be, she's still holding her guard up around this woman. And basically that's it. They couldn't do anything on that arc to these guys. So they would say goodbye to the two giants, and the two giants would smile at them, and Usopp promises that he would be back with something, I guess. Anyway, let's continue on. Filler. But the Going Merry is on its way to the Alabasta arc. Sorry, I had to swallow that. While Luffy is having fun teaching his crew Haki, they eventually take a break and start fishing. And they manage to catch a lot of fish. Sanji prepares and cooks the fish. They ran into a Baroque Works agent, Mr. 2. They pull him aboard and befriend him like in canon due to his transforming ability. And he transformed into everyone except for Sanji, who was cooking in Vivi. Bon Clay then gets picked up by his own ship and crew. Luffy tells everyone that he was a Baroque Works agent. Everyone gets shocked at how Luffy basically deciphered that information. And Luffy says, well, Vivi just told me. The guy just had basically a body transformation of her father. So I basically gathered that information when she came to me and said that he transformed into her father, she told me, and I figured that you guys should know the information. Keep your guard up. It's best for us to wear all white and to draw an X on our wrists so we can tell each other apart. I'm not sure how dangerous or how dangerous that guy was going to be, but in the situation where he does transform into us, I want to be prepared for him. Well, at least if we ever get split up, you guys can be prepared for him too. Anyway, now they do run into these little sea lions. Yeah, they ran into those little sea lions, these Kung Fu Dongans or something like that. And Luffy, instead of like beating one of them, he would just lift his hand in the air and just shock them all half. Just shock every last one of them. And then they would pledge their allegiance to Luffy, so on and so forth. Anyway. And Luffy would further say, I'm glad we met that guy when he did. He would have been a problem. And, well, now they're on their way and they make their way to the town. They reach port town of Nanahohana. I botched the hell out of that name. I'm sorry. In the Desert Kingdom. Luffy wouldn't run off like he did, since the real reason he ran off in Canada was because he was hungry. But the crew had ate, and they ate good too, because Sanji prepared a big ass meal with all the fish that they captured. Now they end up running into Porcus the Ace. Like Luffy and Ace end up running into each other very, very soon. Like Ace didn't really have to look or run after Luffy. Now they have an arm wrestle like they do in canon. Some people are calling you Thunder God Raiden, and I hear that your name is Fire Fist Ace. What a surprise! Both of us eating Logia devil fruits, Ace would say. Only I had mine before you. You know that. Luffy said, making a joking face. Now the both of them would basically break the barrel that was beneath them, and that would be it. Ace and Luffy would have a good time together, laughing and having fun, catching up and reminiscing about the old days. And this is where Smoker would come in and intervene, but they would handle Smoker very easily, such as Luffy would handle Smoker very easily. And I'm sure that Ace would know Conqueror's Haki and all to do, but basically have a little bit of knowledge in all three types of Haki. Yes, I think, Ace did have Conqueror's Haki, because I felt he had Conqueror's Haki. Anyway, so they would handle Smoker relatively easy, like very easy. Not even a contest. Now, it would be not a stalemate, because you got Luffy there and you got Ace there. Fire and lightning against Smoke. Yeah. And plus that Luffy knows Haki, so he can deal with Smoker very easily. Now, Ace would give Luffy a Viva card and explaining to Luffy that he's joined the Whitebeard Pirates and he's going to make Whitebeard king of the pirates. And Luffy smiles at this, saying that he's going to be king and nothing will stand in his way. The brothers part ways. But before Ace did part ways, he did tell Luffy that he's going after a certain person that did something very bad to one of his fellow crewmates. He killed him, all in sake for a devil fruit. Now it's my job to hunt him down and kill him. And Luffy then hands Ace a Viva card and tells him, all you have to do is basically crush the card in your hand, and I will come in an instant. If you need help, I got you. I will be there in a flash. Ace then says, how are you doing that? Wait, how can you do that? And Luffy says, with my devil fruit, I can teleport to places if I wanted to. It's not that hard. And even combined with my observation Haki, I can sense signals throughout the waves. So I can basically pick up on your direction where you're at in an instant. If you just gotta crush the card. I put a little bit of power into it. Something like that. Basically, it's just an enhanced Viva card. So if you crush it, I will know where you at and I can teleport to you quickly if you need my help. Ace would say it doesn't need to come down to that, but he will keep it in mind. Now both of the brothers part ways. Now, they would make their way to the Alabasta and everything would play out just as normal, but there's some few changes. Luffy didn't get caught. Luffy would never end up getting caught and falling into a trap such as Crocodile. He wouldn't fall into that trap or nothing like that, so wasn't his team, but certain events would still play out as normal with each individual said Straw Hat going after their opponents, such as Zoro fighting Das Bones, Sanji fighting Bon Clay, and Nami fighting the Spike girl. Basically, she would do a way better job fighting her than she did in canon, just due to the fact that Nami is trying to get a handle on observation Haki. But she can use it in battle, and she throws a huge, heavy punch at this Spike girl and punches her through a building. Now, Nami is basically using this as defense and offense, basically using her stick, but she keeps getting mad at the stick because it doesn't work. And she keeps thinking it's a piece of crap, getting mad at it. Anyway, so that fight will play out just as normal, but it'll be more in Nami's favor since the fact that she has observation and conqueror's Haki. Not conqueror's Haki, observation and armament Haki on her side. But this is good experience for them because they're getting how to use observation Haki. I mean, she does get knocked around a few times, but Nami instantly just closes her eyes and then imitates the battle. She's just like trying to breathing in and out, thinking, not acting rash or basically charging in. She's just being calm. She wants to learn how to utilize her observation Haki to a new level. So she starts dodging this girl easily, very effectively, and then kicks her directly in the face. Now, Nami does cover her foot in armament Haki due to the fact that she wants to protect herself from the Spike girl. And I'm just going to call her Spike girl because she's irrelevant. She's like a radish. She's just going to get butchered off and you will never see her again in the series. Anyway, so Nami ends up winning her fight easily due to the fact that she basically just used her observation Haki to basically blitz around this girl and hit her with multiple shots, knocking her out cold. Now, while her observation Haki isn't good, she would still come out with a few bumps and bruises, but she wouldn't get stabbed through the foot like that did in canon. That would break against Nami's foot. It would pinch a little bit, but it wouldn't pierce her foot. I'm not going to say that she has some god, well, like her armament Haki is hard, because it did pinch, but it didn't pierce her foot, so she used that as leverage. Anyway, so now we go to Zoro's fight, and Zoro's fight is more like an entertaining one since Das Bones is getting ready to cut all over him. Zoro has to find a way to cut steel, and he also reminisces about an idea in his head when he fought Mihawk. Any sword could become a black blade. And Zoro says, I don't want my swords to keep breaking. So he clenches both his swords, and he just concentrates. Now Zoro is going to be more focused on armament Haki. Now Zoro basically coats his swords in this black substance. And it took a lot of concentration, but Das Bones was like inches away from slicing at Zoro to the point where Zoro was just right behind him, sheathed his swords, and basically cut Das Bones. Well, the cuts were more deeper than what expected. Like, he literally cut Das Bones heavily, and Das Bones on the ground, knocked out, bleeding out, and possibly on the verge of dying. Zoro didn't understand how strong this attack would be infused with Haki, since that is like a power boost. But anyway, and Sanji's, it wouldn't go the way it did in canon. I mean, it would really go, each individual fight would go in the Straw Hat's favor, but it's basically me just like describing and going more detail. Sanji would be more, he would just be basically half and half. He would try to be practicing in his observation Haki as he's getting kicked around by Bon Clay, and he's also trying to use his armament Haki. Both things he's trying to swap with using. He's trying to go from both to one to one to one to one. And he's trying to basically swap throughout each one. Trying to learn, he's trying to split his learning. Put it that way. Let me explain what I mean. Sanji was focusing on using both types of Haki and trying to get a better understanding of how they work throughout his battle with Bon Clay. Now, you see what Sanji was doing was he was switching from using Conqueror's Haki and trying to basically pinpoint when that Bon Clay was going to throw a kick or a punch, or, well, basically Bon Clay was specialized in kicking. So when he was going to likely throw a kick, Sanji was trying to get to like more in tune with his observation Haki. But at the same time, he was also trying to use armament Haki too. Just to get a feel for the both of them, you know? While his other crewmates were just practicing with one of a sort, such as trying to practice with one, but they was mostly practicing with two of them, but they more likely was focused on one that suited their style of fighting. Anyway, everything would be going smoothly for the Straw Hats. They didn't have to struggle that much. Now, with Robin accepting Luffy's offer, yes, Robin is joining the crew, since like this man basically knows everything about Robin backstory, the island that she was on. I mean, she doesn't know how he knows all that information, but he does. So yeah, and plus the nature that this guy gives off, the energy that he gives off, Luffy gives off to Robin is such this genuine feeling of friendship, and she hadn't felt that kind of friend, like that kind of feeling in a long time, ever since Jogger D. Saul was alive. So his words did reign true. So anyway, now I want to make something clear. Luffy versus Crocodile is so one-sided. It is so one-sided. I mean, with the Goro no Mi and Haki to add to that, I don't see anything in Crocodile's arsenal to combat Luffy. Plus, I said he's almost reaching mastery of future foresight. Therefore, anything Crocodile would be throwing at him, Luffy would individually see. His eyes would do that whole Haki ring, and Luffy would see what Crocodile's about to do or throw next. And you could arguably say that the battle went out for more than 30 minutes, because Luffy was trying to get a feel to how to like counter Crocodile's sand or something like that, or use his armament Haki to hit him and stuff like that. Yeah, but it wouldn't go on for too long. Like I'm saying, like Luffy would get the competitive edge over Crocodile, and he would get submitted to the ground. Like he wouldn't have like the power that Luffy's outputting and the speed that he's moving at. It was too much for Crocodile to even dodge. Plus, this guy knew his attacks before he even knew what he was about to do. So yeah, that part. Anyway, so the whole war and everything would be stopped when they see a big bolt of lightning come from the sky, and this would be Luffy basically hitting Crocodile with a strike of lightning. And this is where he would look at Robin. Now, this would be before we reached the final. This is like the first fight they had. That first final fight they had when Luffy came back to fight Crocodile. But now, everything would go normal with that. But Luffy would look at Robin and say that, don't you want to go read the poneglyph and see what's on it? And yeah. So, basically, the king gets saved. The king of Alabasta gets saved. And everything pretty much runs smoothly with that cannon. All of Baroque works is basically defeated, and basically that's it. Nothing else to claim here. Now, the king would throw the Straw Hats basically a big old feast like they did in canon, and everything would be going smoothly with that up until the point where Vivi eats something that tasted very, very awful. It tastes awful to her, so she runs to the bathroom. Runs to the washroom and starts to wonder what the hell she just ate it or stuff like that. It was so disgusting, but she really didn't care. Like, she ate the fruit. Like, when she was eating the fruit during all the time and how much they were having fun, that part. So when she went to the bathroom, she just washroom, she was trying to find out what was that she ate and stuff like that. And then she looked in the mirror and she sees like this fruit. Then she gets a strange suspicion that she just ate a devil fruit, and she doesn't know what kind of devil fruit that she just ate. Now she goes running back to them. And with everything going on, Vivi has a suspicion, like, this is where I'm going to change a lot of facts, that the king is still going to be ruling over Alabasta. But Vivi, right now, she's getting more of an urge to stick with the Straw Hats. Right now, what I'm going to change is that in the comments below that I asked you guys, did you want Vivi to be a part of the Straw Hat crew? And you said yes. So now she's going to be a part of the Straw Hats. And the devil fruit that she ate, I want you guys to guess that. Whoever gets it right is getting a shout out. I'm going to shout you out. But it's so obvious too. And if you need it, I don't want to give you a hint because I'm afraid I'm going to give that hint away. I'm afraid it's going to give it away. But it's one particular devil fruit that I gave her that I can use in this what if that's going to make stuff so much better for the Straw Hats, that it's going to make this playing ground better for them and possibly their bounties even higher. Now, something I do want to say is that when Oda was writing out and someone had asked him if that Anaru, the one that ate the Goro no Mi, if he ever was a pirate, what would his bounty be? And he said during the East Blue Saga, Anaru's bounty would be over 500. I'm only boosting that to the fact of 600 to 700 for Luffy because the fact that he killed Arlong and it was easy, like he just took out Arlong like it was nothing. And one thing I do got to mention is that Arlong was never a warlord. I thought he was a warlord, but he wasn't a warlord. He was working for a warlord, such as Jinbei, who was a warlord. That makes sense. I kind of messed up there. Anyway, so let's continue back. So now, Crocodile was lying on the ground unconscious, and Luffy just, well, after Crocodile was lying on the ground unconscious, and he got arrested by Tashigi. I'm going to say Luffy looked at him and nothing like that. I meant to say Tashigi. Tashigi arrested Crocodile, and everything plays off normal with that. Now, as the Straw Hats are getting ready to get sail out, she's taking her duck with her. So the duck is going to be a part of the crew too. So when the Straw Hats getting ready to sail out, she says goodbye to her kingdom, even waving her father goodbye. And her father is like, "Are you sure, Vivi? Are you sure you want to join the Straw Hat Pirates and leave the kingdom?" And she basically says, "I'm 100% sure." And they leave off with her crying and waving goodbye to her, what's her name? Alabasta. Goodbye. Now, I am gonna cover the whole Sky Island arc, and before that with Bellamy and the Bellamy Pirates, Bellamy the Hyena. I'm gonna cover all that too. It's basically just gonna be a sweep through of when I cover those arcs and when I start getting into the more juicy topics of stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically why I'm gonna leave this episode off. I'm sorry it came out so late. I mean, it's been a month since I released the parts of this series, so yeah, I need to stop doing that. Anyway, so I'm sorry this video came out as late as it did, but anyway, you guys have a good day, a good night, and plus ultra. Whatever you feel like giving this video, hit that like goal if you want a part 3. If you want a part 4, part 3. If you want a part 4 to this video, hit that like button and smash it for me so I know that you want another part to this series. Anyway, good night, guys.